The streets of Delta State never slept. Cars honked, people shouted, and the air smelled of roasted corn and fuel. In the middle of it all was Tony, a man in his late 30s, walking back from another long day of work. His shirt was soaked with sweat, his shoes covered in dust. He was tired, not just physically but in his soul. Tony was a graduate, but life had not been kind. He had tried everything: teaching, selling phone accessories, driving a taxi, even working in a small restaurant. Yet, no matter how hard he worked, nothing changed. His tiny one-room apartment had a leaking roof, his clothes were worn out, and his stomach often grumbled from hunger. His neighbors laughed at him. They called him Professor Hunger because, despite his degree, he was still struggling. They would always mock him as he walked past them every day. No one wanted to be his friend. People avoided him like he was cursed. Tony was good-looking, but what did that matter? Women wanted stability. A man who could take care of them. Not someone who barely had enough for himself. Every time he approached a lady, she would smile politely, then find an excuse to leave. He had stopped trying. Tony had learned to live with disappointment. It was like a shadow that followed him everywhere, whispering in his ear, reminding him that he was not good enough. But he refused to listen. He had dreams, and no amount of mockery or rejection would make him give up. Every morning, he woke up before sunrise, determined to change his fate. He applied for jobs, learned new skills online, and even tried small businesses, selling snacks, fixing phones, and running errands for people. But nothing seemed to work. The worst part. Love was a battle he never won. Whenever he met a woman, things started well. They laughed, talked, and shared their dreams. But the moment they found out where he lived or heard the cruel jokes people made about him, everything changed. One by one, they disappeared. One evening, as he sat outside his room, he heard the loud laughter of his neighbors. They were making jokes about him again. Tony clenched his fist. He refused to let their words define him. He was more than their insults. That night, he made a promise to himself. He would prove them wrong. He would rise above their expectations. No matter how hard life got, he would never give up. Because deep inside, he knew his story was not over yet. Tony had grown used to the whispers, the laughter, the way people looked at him like he was invisible.